Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something pretty amazing, the intersection of high-tech finance and climate action. We're going to look at one of our most important tools in the fight against climate change and ask if its next big upgrade is coming from the digital world. This is the story of how a tiny digital token could help save a massive forest. So let's just ask the big question right up front. What if we could make our climate action tools faster, way more transparent, and open them up to pretty much everyone on the planet? That's the huge promise we're unpacking today. But to get there, we first need to get on the same page about a really foundational concept that's been around for a while. I'm talking about the carbon credit. Okay, so what is a carbon credit? At its core, it's basically a certificate. It proves that 1 ton of CO2 has been removed from the atmosphere. Think of it like a receipt from the planet. A verifiable, measurable thank you for doing something good. And here is why that receipt matters so much. It creates a financial reason, a real incentive to do these planet-helping projects. When companies or even individuals buy these credits, they are directly funding things like planting new forests or building wind farms. It's a way to use market forces to solve a huge environmental problem. All right, so let's switch gears a bit. We've got the environmental tool, the carbon credit. Now let's talk about the tech tool. We're jumping into the world of blockchain to get our heads around this idea of tokenization. In the simplest terms, tokenization is the process of taking a real-world asset like our carbon credit and turning it into a unique, super secure digital version of itself. Now, this isn't just making a copy. No. It's creating a secure digital representation of that original asset's value and its ownership. To make this really click, imagine the deed to a house. Right now, it's probably a piece of paper somewhere. But what if it were a totally secure digital file? You could trade it in seconds, and every single time it changed hands, that transaction would be permanently recorded for everyone to see. That's the magic of tokenization. So, what happens when we smash these two powerful ideas together? This is where our story gets really, really interesting. We're taking that carbon credit and putting it on the blockchain. And we're not just hyping this up. Our source material from Tokenova puts it perfectly. They say this is a significant leap forward. It's all about changing a market that's often kind of slow and murky into something that's sleek, digital, and clear. So how does this actually work? Well, it's kind of like a 3-step dance. First, and this is the most critical part, an independent group has to verify that the carbon credit is the real deal. Then, once it's verified, that credit gets locked away, and a unique digital token is minted to represent it. And finally, step 3, that token hits a digital marketplace, where it can be bought and sold by anyone, anywhere, 24/7. Okay, so why bother with all this? Why go through the trouble? Because taking carbon credits digital isn't just a gimmick. It promises to build a fundamentally better system, and it comes with some truly transformative benefits. This digital upgrade brings 4 huge wins to the table. First, liquidity. Credits can be traded almost instantly. Second, transparency. Every single transaction is recorded on the blockchain for all to see. Third, accessibility. Suddenly, smaller investors can jump in. And finally, innovation. This whole thing paves the way for brand new green financial products. Let's just double-click on 2 of these because they solve massive problems with the old system. That radical transparency, it pretty much kills the risk of double counting. That's a classic problem where the same credit gets sold to 2 different people. And the enhanced access, it means fighting climate change isn't just for huge corporations anymore. It actually empowers regular people, you and me, to directly fund the projects we care about. Of course, it's not all a perfect utopia just yet. Any idea this revolutionary is going to have some hurdles. This is still a super new field, so it's really important that we look at the challenges and, figure out how to solve them so we can build something that's truly built to last. Right now, the biggest challenge is probably regulation. You've got a global market, you need global rules that make sense. The solution here isn't to just sit around and wait. It's for the tech companies, the environmental groups, and governments to actually get in a room and hammer out a framework that works for everyone. And let's be real, anytime you create a new financial market, you have to worry about bad actors trying to game the system. So the key to making this whole thing work is building trust. That means rock-solid security, for sure, but also using other cool tech, like AI and even Internet of Things sensors to monitor the actual projects on the ground and verify the data in real time. So what's the ultimate goal here? What's the end game? Well, it's about creating a single, unified, global, and incredibly efficient carbon market. A single platform where all the world's efforts to cut carbon can be financed and traded without all the old friction. And this is where you can really see the massive scale of this opportunity. See, these tokenized credits don't exist in a vacuum. They can be plugged into the entire sustainable finance machine. When you integrate them with things like green bonds and ESG funds, that's environmental, social, and governance investing, they can help steer literally trillions of dollars toward building a carbon-neutral future. Which leaves us with one final, really powerful question to think about. When you combine this level of accountability with this kind of technology and this much financial firepower, could this humble digital token become one of the most important keys we have to unlock a truly sustainable global economy? It's a future that's definitely worth building.